Attention homeowners and real estate investors. Are you looking for a recession-proof real estate strategy that creates consistent income and real impact? Learn how investors are generating reliable returns by supplying housing to veterans through government-backed programs. This proven model helps reduce vacancy risk, stabilize cash flow, and align your real estate portfolio with purpose. Join the Housing America's Heroes Investor Masterclass, a live virtual training designed to show you how to do this the right way. Join us this Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Central. The registration link will be posted in the comments. Housing America's Heroes, where purpose meets profit.
Oh, don't it though. Listen, guys, I know a lot of people say that housing homeless veterans gets you nowhere. I've heard that before. I am a licensed realtor since, we go way back. But for 30 years, but 22 plus years, I've been housing homeless veterans from homelessness through their transition to rentals, to home ownership, to becoming investors in real estate and business owners. Hey there, I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, and let me read y'all about my company because I've been doing a lot of digging, a lot of homework, and a lot of strategizing for myself. So VetMentors, that's my LLC, is a certified minority, women, veteran, and disabled-owned business enterprise, providing specialized consulting and implementation services in veteran housing systems, real estate coordination, and community housing stabilization strategies. You might ask yourself, Yvette, what does all that mean? Because let me tell y'all what that really means to everybody in the community that I see, and my community members are contacting me saying, Yvette, is this how you do veterans housing, by sticking them in the bed? I'm like, no. I mean, that's a person's business that they do, but that's not, in a very sensible way. Or someone said it real good yesterday during my live, not ethical, but he said a really wonderful word that described veterans housing. Not responsible, but it is a responsibility. And this is how it works. Veterans receive benefits. We receive benefits that will take us from homelessness to becoming or to being a government contractor. I mean, yeah, that might seem a little far-fetched, but just hear me out. As a veteran, we receive benefits through the federal government. And I want you all, whenever you come to watch me, to write down, have something to write with and to write on. So I want you to go to va.gov/get started. Hey, Nina, over here on TikTok. Hey, girl. Write down va.gov/get started. And no, you do not have to have a 501c3. You can be a for-profit business, and I'll tell you how later. But you really got to start by going and get my reading material to learning what you really need to do and not just throwing somebody in a bed. And Nina, did I see you yesterday? I'm not sure. But this is the Foundations book that everybody needs to go and grab. This is a guide to veteran shared living models. This book right here will house homeless veterans in the shared living model, yeah. But you can also get paid as an operator, as a programmer. That's how veterans benefits work, through programs. So, Nina, you don't have to have a not-for-profit. However, you can profit from your business of housing veterans in shared living model, working with the not-for-profits that have received those funding grants to pay operators like yourself to house veterans in your shared living model. You said, oh, wow, I am starting my ILF. Well, your ILF is with the Forstroms. This is VSLM, Veteran Share Living Models. So it's a little different because I take you, and congratulations on starting that model. But I don't want you to stop there. I don't want you to stop and just have a house where veterans can come and live and stay forever. They don't have to. We can move through an ecosystem of benefits. And our ecosystem of benefits is a homeless benefit first. That's a financial fund that it's over $5 billion. Over $5 billion. There is, now I memorized all of this because I said so much, but on August 27, 2025, $818 million was awarded to 235 organizations throughout the country. And those awards have five categories. And the first category on that award is a housing. www.va.gov/get started. And then there are other areas that the money is supposed to go to. But the number one item on that $818 million funding that went to 235 organizations, the number one is housing. And then, not even 30 days later, $84 million was distributed to, I forget how many organizations, 184 organizations, an additional 84 million, something like that. And then 6 months later, $855 million NOFO. That is a notice of funding opportunities. $855 million. So right there is $1.8 billion that went into our homeless veterans community. And for what? For housing, for shared housing. You're welcome, Nina. For shared housing. For shared housing. Go check it out. Go get my book in the bio and start reading that. And let me show you all something over here. And you can engage yourself with my community that I'm teaching, which will be your community too, that is now in 40 different states of providers, individuals like yourself who are saying, hey, I want to make some money, but I want to make some money doing something good in my community, and probably doing something good for people who have served in the military. Thanks for the hearts. Who maybe you want to honor your family member because they served in the military. You saw the hardships that they went through as a veteran when they came home, homeless, going back and forth to the hospital because they just, PTSD is off the chain, and you just want to serve them because they served, and you can help because you have not just the passion and the heart, but you have the business savvy to do so. And then I've got the training. So this Thursday, and I train you through the entire ecosystem. You want to start wherever you start, that's where I start consulting you. And I am opening back my consulting services. I put them on hold while I was going while I was working with the coach who's taking my business automatic. So a lot of my trainings that I do, they're going to be push, pay, and play so that I can now go back and start creating more training for you all. Because you have to understand, I've been housing homeless veterans over 22 plus years. And I've recognized and I've mastered these programs over the years. As some programs will come, some programs will leave, but this is how I made my living as a realtor, as an advocate, and as a consultant in the veterans community. So if you're just starting out and you say, okay, Vet, I want to house homeless veterans, and I think I want to do it your way. I want to be able to take a veteran from homelessness and take them through to my rental unit, because we're setting up an ecosystem, not just a place where we call you a money grabber, where you're just coming every month to grab your money from veterans who can use their benefits within the federal government, the state, the county, the city level. We've got philanthropy organizations. We've got all types of social service organizations that have received all of this funding to pay for housing in our homeless veterans community. And you want to stick them in a bed so you can go back every month to get your money. Well, that's not what I teach you how to do. I teach you how to work within programs, within systems where you're using the money, using the programs that are already in the communities that are already set up, and they just need somebody like you to open your doors and work alongside of them to house these veterans in your real estate. In your real estate. So your first property can be shared living. You can have a place with 10 veterans, five, two to a room. It doesn't matter. But the next stop, they have to move. They have to grow. Now, don't get me wrong. All veterans don't have the capacity to grow and to move on, really. You've got some veterans who have TBI and they need that care. So they need somewhere to live until the rest of their lives. Then you have your senior veterans who don't have families. They don't want to be in a nursing home. For what? They want to be around their comrades. And we've got funding in the community through these organizations that are now sharing over $5 billion to pay you to open your doors to this population. Then we have veterans who are disabled. I've housed so many disabled veterans in wheelchairs, disabled veterans who were just disabled because their mind just wasn't clicking anymore. They want to be around people that they know, that they have kinship, towards. That's our military family. We tend to care for each other when we're together. So this is the type of housing I help you create, from transitional, shared living, to rentals in your portfolio of real estate, to home ownership. So you telling me that you can house a veteran from homelessness to home ownership. That's what you just said, right? Yeah, I did. Go get this book. This is my third edition, Veterans Buying Real Estate Guide for Today's Market. And I introduce you to people in this book who have gone from homelessness to home ownership. 5 of these people on this page have gone from homelessness, and you see them right here, have closed on their properties. 5 of these people here. Everybody on this page, my family members, except for one of my nephew over here, was homeless. But what got us housed? Thanks for joining my club. Hey, Jose. What got us housed were our benefits through the VA. That's what got us all housed. So I go around now and I come on to teach you all what I've been doing for all of these years at the VA. Hold on. At the VA. I will take a team to the VA since 2009. 2009. This picture, I believe, was taken in 2024. This is when I had my team at the VA. What is this? Okay, this is a picture when I teach, or when I was doing workshops at city colleges and at the vet center. So what I know is, be quiet, girl. What I know is, once you learn how to align, oh, I didn't say anything to you all over here on YouTube. Hi, Yvette Jones. Hey, Allie Moore. Hey, Penelope Page. Hold on a second, girl. You listen, Allie Moore. Let me tell you like this. And I'm not a magician, and I don't claim to be a know-it-all. There are certain things I know very well, but if you want to know what states currently offer the best support, do a search. Do a search. What I want everybody to do is use your educated critical thinking skills. If you're not educated on the subject, then use your critical thinking skills. Really. So there are places where you can go and ask that question, because I don't know, but what I can tell you about the best support is we all have access if we are approved for federal benefits. That's why I told you to go get the federal benefits guidebook and read it. Access to state level benefits, find out what your state, and do a Google search for yourself. What states have benefit, what states offer what benefits, because all states are different. I'm on a roundtable with the Veterans Benefits Administration to talk about how to bring the resources within the VBA. The VBA is that's a federal level of within our government. That's in every single state. That's the veterans benefits everywhere. So all of those benefits, all of this, whatever your state has, whatever your county has, whatever your city has. So when you come into my space, when you come into my group, you have to use maybe like a higher level thinking. I mean, if it's a question like, oh, what's 2 + 2, then I can answer that. But to have a hypothetical question that you want me to just guess on, I can't do that. So what I want you to do is, hey, Miss Pinella, is stick around and go to my website and order some books. Hold on a second. I'm going to let you out so you can go and be loud with the rest of them, okay? Get out. Get out. Well, anywho, I'm back. I've got grandbabies here. I've got a dog, my rescue dog here. So everybody's excited. But yeah, so what I want you to do is I have a whole library of books that I wrote for this community. And I want everybody to educate yourselves on veterans housing, because veterans housing is so different than what people think it is. Veterans housing is supportive. Be quiet. It's supportive. It's engaging. It's complicated, because you don't know what a veteran needs until you sit down with that veteran. But then how do you help to find those connections to assist that veteran to move ahead and to move forward in life? We have every benefit, every resource. I mean, veterans don't have to be in the situations they're in, really. When you learn what these benefits are and you practice patience, because it's going to take a lot of it, not just learning the benefits, but also engaging yourself and filing for benefits. It's a lot of work. But in 22 years, I can tell you, you can ask any of the 5,000 plus homeless veterans that I've housed, was it worth it? Was it worth going from, hold on, get out. Was it worth going from homeless to homeownership? Was it worth putting in the work to work on your credit? Was it worth putting in the work to file claims to hopefully get 100%? Was it worth the effort to find out what benefits you now have so you can go back to school? So you can get a government job if that's what you want. So you can do government contracting. All of these are our benefits that once you learn how to succinctly put them in order, then you can do better by our veterans in our community. And that's what I teach you how to do. Let me read y'all again. The positioning language. that I am now using for veterans contracting within the federal government. My company is VetMentors, and y'all can go to my website and learn all about this. I've been doing this now for over 22 years in the Chicagoland area. And now I'm just bringing my profession out to the general public so that you guys can learn what I've been doing all these years and getting all these doggone awards. I didn't tell y'all this. I didn't tell y'all this. But in 2000, this is 2026. I am in the 2026 class of heroes, the Red Cross 2026 Military Hero Awardee. I'm the recipient of that award this year for the state of Illinois. And you want to know why I received that award? For being consistent, for showing up every day, for being there with homeless veterans and other veterans who say, Yvette, I need some help, and for getting them housed, and for teaching others how to do the same thing for over 22 years. And I tell people this all the time. My realtor colleagues, I wrote the book for y'all too. And y'all need to go ahead and get this book, because you're not only leaving a lot of money on the table, but you're not doing your job as a that's good, girl. As a realtor, you're not doing your job as a realtor if you're not housing homeless veterans. And I'll tell you why. Our job as realtors, our profession, our job, our duty as realtors is to move people. Is to move people. What else do realtors do? Somebody is moving into a space that a realtor is either renting for an investor, is selling for an investor. It's a transaction. Somebody is moving somewhere. Even if it's a business, you're moving into that business location. But as a residential realtor, it is our job to move people. And if realtors are not moving homeless veterans, then you're not doing your job. You're putting your nose up at people because you think they're just homeless and they don't have anything to offer. Well, I beg to differ. I made a hefty six-figure income year after year after year housing homeless veterans under the programs and the guidelines that the federal government has, that the state has, that the city has. Oh, yeah, the cities too. The city's low income housing trust fund. They would come in and they pay every 6 months under that program. But you didn't know that, did you? You don't know about the programs that pay for homeless people to pay for poor people to get housed. And this money is guaranteed to your investor. If you are an investor, this money is guaranteed to you. So I'm opening up my consultations again. I'm going to refine that. So just go to, let me think, send me a message here. If you're on TikTok, send me a DM, or just go to my bio and send me an email. And same for over here on YouTube. I'm going to put my email address here. And you want a consultation? Oh, you'll be paying for a consultation. I don't have free conversations. I have consultations. You want to get into this business, I'll send you my consultation pay link. And then this Thursday, the masterclass, the Investor Masterclass Housing America's Heroes, I will be doing that live from 6 to 8 p.m. So you can see where are these veterans coming from? Who's paying for these veterans? How can I get paid as a realtor? I've been asking Yvette all these years, Yvette, how do you get paid? And these veterans are homeless. They don't have any money. Well, let me tell y'all something. In 2014, I wrote a class that was approved by the IDFPR, Main Street Organization of Realtors. I even taught it at Chicago Real Estate Association, Three Rivers, and different real estate boards across the Chicagoland area. And you realtors, y'all didn't want to listen. You didn't want to listen. You want to tell me, oh, I can't, my investor, they're not going to go for that. That's public housing money. That's Section 8. What if they come in and tear up the place? They don't have a job. What if they're felons? I mean, I've heard so many ugly things. And this is from my realtor colleagues. And then I'm not just going to leave it on them. I've heard some very ugly things from my investors before they knew how this actually worked. And when they found out how this actually worked, I got the golden ticket. I got the keys to their empire because they understood now that homeless veterans housing is real estate and it pays to open your door to house a homeless veteran. So if you have not, click over here on TikTok in my bio, go to Linktree and click links and register for my live masterclass this Thursday. Then you can learn something. Over here on YouTube, I've already, hey, thanks for that, Miss Elaine, my dear. And if you are over here on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, go ahead and click the link so you can join my masterclass. You say you want to house homeless veterans and you want to do it the right way. You want to help a veteran use their benefits and go through an ecosystem from homeless to home ownership in your real estate portfolio. That's what I teach you how to do. I got to memorize this. VetMentors LLC, that's my company. And that's me on the back of all of my books. I also own the publishing company and I do the writing myself. VetMentors is a certified minority, women, veteran, and disabled owned business enterprise. My company is an enterprise providing specialized consulting and implementation services in veteran housing systems, real estate coordination, and community housing stabilization strategies. We wouldn't have veterans homelessness in the numbers that we do on a daily basis if you all would learn just how to use the benefits systematically. We wouldn't have that many veterans homeless. So why don't you drop here and let me know where you are from. And if you have any questions, I will stop and take time to answer some questions right now. I will read some questions off over here on TikTok, and you guys over here on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook, y'all can watch. Thank you for all the 269 people, but y'all can start typing in here. Let me see where you all are watching me from. Okay, so the first question is from Nina. You're starting your ILF with the Forstroms. Congratulations. And I'm not sure if the Forstroms teach you how to take veterans from homeless to home ownership, but getting your ILF set up, that's good. But if you're taking in veterans, don't leave them in your ILF just so you can come back and get that money every month. Thank you. And then we have here, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, heart me. Be right back. Okay, I'm filing my first VA disability claim on Thursday. Great. My daughter-in-law, she is a claims person down there. So make sure you do it right or go get help so that you will get it right. I don't want you to get denied because of something you didn't. Because I went down to the regional office because I'm like, I don't understand this paperwork. And y'all see the degrees behind my head. And this one piece of paper, I'm like, I don't understand that. So go get the help that you need so that you can get those claims put in right. And once you learn how to fill out that paperwork yourself by yourself, if you don't know already, then get some help. And then congratulations to my Hero Award. I was Hero of the Month in St. Louis, Missouri. Got $500 from a law firm. Whoop, whoop. Congratulations. Congratulations. It took me 2 years and 3 months to find an apartment with HUD Vash. Nobody wanted it. I'm so glad you said that. Oh, That's because they don't understand how it works. I'm working with a veteran. She started, and they'll pop on. I saw Jose. He's her caregiver here on TikTok. Working with a veteran in Charlottesville, Virginia, who was who was issued a voucher. Is that how they do? They give them a voucher. Okay, in March of 2025. I, they found me in August of 2025. So from March to August, they still had no housing with the HUD Vouch voucher. August to November, after I stepped in and sent out 31 inquiries to realtors, to real estate companies, to real estate associations, to the National Association of Realtors, to let them know that housing veterans is real estate. Stop looking at us as we're just homeless and we ain't got shit, because we do. We got a voucher. The voucher is the money to pay for the rent. Nobody housed them from March to November, and the housing authority or whoever, I don't know if it's a housing authority or VASH, whichever department, terminated their voucher, and she's still homeless. Now they're in a motel for a little while, but that's not going to last forever. That's money within the community, but it's not permanent housing. That HUD VASH voucher was the permanent housing that nobody knew how to work with, and everybody turned up their nose because you got a HUD VASH voucher. That means you're homeless. And there's a negative connotation, a negative stigma when it comes to a homeless person. And you're a homeless veteran, it's something double wrong with you. The military messed you up and now you homeless coming here for help. What did you do wrong? And those are the misconceptions I help people relieve themselves for. So go to Mission Roll Call, write this down. Whenever you come on and see me, you must have something to write with and write on, because I'm always going to give you homework to do. Go to Mission Roll Call and go under Veterans Homeless Housing and go read my articles. I'm the national subject matter expert in homeless veterans housing and navigation strategies for Mission Roll Call. So go read and read all about the misconceptions of what you people think a homeless veteran is. And I hope you have found something, Dandy. Is there a fee? Yeah, of course. I can't work for free. Nina, you want to do a business for free? When somebody calls you and say I need a bed, you gonna say, oh, you can come for free? Y'all need to stop asking for free stuff when you on here for business. If I was on here dancing and shaking my butt, yeah, that's for free. But this is business that we're talking about, honey. And this is information that you're going to need to help you expand and grow your business. VA funding is very corrupt and a scam. It's not a scam. It's really not a scam. You just have to know how to navigate within the system. But it's not a scam. I have never been scammed getting paid by people who have gotten paid from the VA, and I still get paid. I am 62. Oh man, y'all been asking a whole lot of stuff. Texas. Thanks for joining my fan club. Fort Campbell, Kentucky, retirement date June. Hey, push them. Okay, you're retiring June 26th. Oh, where are you going to live? Have you already put a plan in place to start putting in claims for your disability? You know, you need a whole plan. And what are you going to do after you retire? But congratulations on that too. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Miss Elaine, 20 years, 100% disabled veteran. Whoop, whoop. Congratulations. Now go back and help somebody else get there. 62 and want to downsize and use my current home for veterans. Thank you so much. So join my masterclass this Thursday. Go to my link up there and get my foundational book so you can start learning how to house veterans, homeless veterans. Okay. I teach you in this book what demographics are these veterans. Here, let me show y'all the book over here. So this one goes through how to house senior veterans, veterans who are just as involved, women veterans, disabled veterans, veterans of domestic violence, and the LGBTQ plus community of veterans. All of these veterans, there's funding to house these veterans. So listen, I'm not going to give TikTok all of my time with these answering everything. Um, I don't know. It's $97, I think. Yes, I have a VSO, good, and have all my records and most of my images. All right. Well, keep at it, keep going, and do not stop. Keep going and then come back and help somebody else. Coaching, hold on. Penelope Page, coaching and consulting is not free. We pay for what we value. Oh my God, I love that. Thank you so much. I'm working with the coach right now, and you best believe he ain't free and he ain't cheap. But I believe in his services because there's one thing that I don't want to do is continue to come on. I mean, I don't mind coming on live, but if there's a way where that he's helping me get set up to automate my live trainings, because I've got a lot of trainings I need to do that can be automated, where you just push, pay, and play and get your training that way. I've done trainings that way a lot. And also go to my library and get some books to start reading, because since I've been housing homeless veterans, right? I see it a lot of people housing veterans. They're building a tiny home community. But think about this: you're building a tiny home community for how many veterans? How many? So let's just say 100. You got 100 tiny homes in this beautiful community. I'm not knocking it. I love it. But forever and ever, do these veterans have their 100% service connected? Because we need that. Do they have I mean, they might have their medical, but do they have the financial ability to now buy a house? Are you helping them with that? Because that's one of our benefits. That's what I'm saying. So I am opening up my consultation services again, but I listen, and I don't want to take anybody's money. I don't want to take your money if you don't know anything. And that's why I need you to go buy the book first. Once you buy the book, and then you can schedule your consultation, because that's when we talk strategy. I did a consultation on the son of a veteran, and I said, okay, let me see your program, because your housing is paid under programs. Let me see your program. And as I'm reading, and this is a strategy call, but before the strategy call, I want to review the plan that you have, that you're saying, okay, I'm going to build out this veteran's home, and I'm going to do it like this and do it like that, so anyway, I want to see that, whatever it is you wrote. So he sent that to me, and I'm surprised I don't see him on here. He must be working. He sent that to me, and I'm taking my notes on the side. Hey, friend, Veteran Building Service, Venture Building Services. Hey, friend. And as I'm reading through it, I'm like, oh, 6 programs, 6 to 7 programs. And I turn the page, 10 to 12 houses. This is everything, just everything. But in veterans housing, you have to learn one thing at a time. Do it right. And then that way you can scale. You can go to the next one. And then you go to the next one. You put your boots on the ground. Thanks for following. And that's why this is called boots on the ground, because you have to get in the community. The community has to know you. You have to know the community that you're serving, because all of our demographics aren't the same. All of our attributes of a homeless veteran is not the same. And you just can't clump us into the same category. And Miss Penelope Page says the books are easy to read and understand. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I don't you let me tell y'all something. Oh my God. And you have to know your clientele. And when you're dealing with certain people, um, and certain people meaning in the veterans community, and all veterans aren't the same, don't have the same aptitude. So you have to know how to talk to people, and not talk down to our veterans because they're already down. So speaking in large words and difficult language, no, we want to be consoling and caring and taking them to their next destination. That's how I work with the homeless population of veterans. Just very loving and stern, because they have to know, no, I'm not doing your work. There's one thing you got to do. You got to take yourself to your appointments. You have to go and get the help filling out your paperwork. Now, if it's housing paperwork, then of course I do that and also teach you how to do that too. But you have to know, and that's why I wrote the books the way I wrote the books. Is, they say write like you're writing for a fifth grader, but then they say, are you smarter than a fifth grader? But write it like you're writing for a fifth grader. I don't want to use language or terminology that you won't understand. And everything has an explanation to it and why you need to do it this way. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Any questions, comments, concerns, please drop in the chat where you are coming from, where you're looking at me from. Is Raven from VIP? Oh my God, I was just looking at my book, VIP Start, over there just today. I got to go back through the VIP Start program, because when I first went through the VIP Start program, um, I didn't have the government acumen knowledge yet, but now I wrote myself a whole program, and this program is for vet mentors contracting from 250,000 to $1 million, and that's what I'm studying right now, because there's one thing teaching you guys, the general public, how to be providers in our community, but it's another thing going into these um, government departments and teaching it from the inside out. That's a whole nother spectrum. So I'm glad to be in this space. Somebody said, got mine today. Hey, and what I need you to do, hello, I'm here now. How's everyone doing? Hey, Peacemaker. Hey, Peacemaker. So listen, when you get your book, whatever book you get, and some of my providers, they get, somebody told me I got 7 of your books. So let me see what all 7 she got. She got 1, 2. Okay, so let's go first. So this is your veteran shared housing models right here. This teaches you about veterans housing. This book talks to the social workers, case managers, human care professionals. I would suggest you get this book too if you plan on being a provider, because a lot of you email me and say it must not be a lot of veterans that you talk about, Yvette, because when I contact the VA, they tell me nothing. They don't give me any information. So I'm wondering if they really need my help. Well, yeah, they do. And you then you come back and say they are gatekeeping. No, they're not gatekeeping. That's not their job. If you're going to talk to them about veteran shared living models, but you went to the HUD VASH walk-in talking to a social worker, and the social worker don't refer people to veteran shared living models, they only refer people for HUD VASH, then they're not gatekeeping. That's not what they do. You have to find that person, find that department. And that's what I teach you how to do. That's how I've been getting paid all these years, because I know where the money is. Then you have your realtors. So these 3 books right here, realtors, please get the book so y'all can learn how to house homeless veterans and make commission. Finding Home is another book, and this is a nationwide resource guide for supporting homeless veterans. I found Help to Find Housing by sending resources to veterans in Hawaii. I'm like, if there's any place I want to be homeless, it would be Hawaii, until she told me, no, it's not, Yvette. Homeless is homeless anywhere you go. I said, girl, you got a point there. You right. You got to go sleep in your car. You got to go to the VSO. I mean, to the vet center. You got to go to Walmart to wash up. I mean, you're going all these different places, and I'm thinking, you are absolutely right. So what if it's Hawaii? You still homeless, still trying to find your way. So these are the resources that I sent to the Marine veteran in Hawaii who found housing. Then turn around, I got a message from a veteran in Las Vegas, Nevada, a single dad of a pretty little girl in a pink coat. He had her at Chuck E. Cheese for her little birthday. And I sent him resources, and he sent me a message back to say, thank you, Miss Yvette. I got housed, and they're coming to deliver my new furniture. That was under another benefit that he received as a homeless veteran. So let me see what 7 books could she have gotten. Then the veteran care entrepreneurship, because I get people who say, well, it's Al from Baltimore. Hey, Al from Baltimore. So she said, I want to do a licensed care home. Okay, you can do that. Learn, get the book and learn. And this is the Finding Home. And this book, this is the 3rd edition. This is the 3rd time I revised this book right here. My books are, let me see, where can I get the books? I'm in the process of opening up shared housing. Oh my God, yes. You're going to need this book right here. You're going to need this book, and you're going to need this book, and you're going to need this book, and you're going to need one more. Where are you? And you're going to need this book. This book takes them all from homeless to homeownership in that order. And then my masterclass helps you understand the paperwork for the rentals under HUD VASH, because you don't want to leave them in your veteran shared living model. You really don't. And then my sweet dog, she was barking up a storm today. And then this book, I haven't released this one yet. This is the Notarization Made Easy. I put down here mobile. When I was doing notaries, I started out going to the nursing homes where veterans were and other seniors. But I first went to do a notary for a veteran. I'm like, I think I'm on to something here, because these people cannot leave. So I became the notary, the mobile notary, to several nursing homes and to a couple hospitals and to law firms and to people who were on hospice, and they were home in their hospital beds, everything made up, and their caregivers were there, normally their daughters or somebody, because I had to go and do the notary for um, health and the money. Yeah, those two. And then one veteran I had in a nursing home, he served in the military in another country. So every single year around the same time, I had to come and notarize a form for him to send back to that country of origin where he was in the military, so that they can continue to pay his pension or his retirement or whatever the money that he was getting. I wasn't trying to get into all of his business like that. Thanks for joining my club. I want to thank y'all for being here, and for taking this time to learn about, you know, the possibilities of what you can do as a provider, as someone who says that I want to house homeless veterans, and I want to do it ethically. I don't want to just stick them in a room because I want to make $100,000 a month having 10 houses, or I want to make $1 million a year and they gonna stay there till they die. No, you can do that if you want to, and you can do it ethically with veterans using the money that's in our community. You know, if those veterans never have to leave, and you have an end of life plan for them because they don't have a family, then that's something you can do. But just as an entrepreneur saying, okay, I'm opening this home, and because they have nowhere to go, and they get a pension, they get Social Security, they get a little bit of a disability compensation. Yeah, y'all come and live here, all 10 of y'all, and pay me $1,000 a month for a shared room and a bed. If they have nowhere to go, then that's cool. But if they have somewhere to go, then help them get there. Help them go through your real estate portfolio, your shared living, to your rental, to your fix and flip, and to their buy and hold. And these are all done under our veteran benefits. So if you haven't done so right now, I want you to go and register for my upcoming master class, and buy the books. And once you read a book, then you can schedule a consultation with me. But if you say that I know everything, I need my consultation now, then let me know you're ready for a consultation. I'll send you my consultation link, and you pay, and I hear what you got to say, and I send you back a structured plan on how you going to do your work. Because some people, I'm not saying it's you, but if it's you, I want you to hear me real good. I don't do the work for you. Let me read this to y'all again. VetMentors is my company, is a certified minority women, veteran, and disabled owned business enterprise providing specialized consulting and implementation services in veteran housing systems, real estate coordination, and community housing stabilization strategies. That's what I do. Hey, love King Malik, elevated, positive, and prosperous. Um, I don't know that word. Present now vibrations. Do you have one price for your entire series of books to go from homeless to homeowner? No, no. Thanks for that. I don't. They're all on Amazon, and no, it's a lot. Nope. So you got to get one at a time. I don't know how to do that. I'm just now coming to the public to teach y'all. So a lot of these setups, I would have to hire somebody to do, and I don't know how to do that. But I would suggest getting one at a time. Don't try to get all of them, because how many books can you read at the same time? The first book that I want you to get is this one right here. And then take my master class, so you'll know the next step that they will be going to within your real estate portfolio. And then this is this book. I haven't written a class for, well, I did write a class for the master class that I'm teaching. I wrote that class in 2014, and it's just now coming back up to surface. So I have not written a book for that class, but I do have the entire class. Am I going to write a book for that class? I'm not sure if I'm going to write a book for that class or not. So, but I do have two more books, actually four more books. One book is going to be a second edition, but then there will be three brand new books that I haven't released yet. And mobile notarization made easy, that's one of them. And then the Chicago Comprehensive Guide to Federal, State, and Local Benefits. And this is just for Chicago right here. And then veterans from boots to business. This literally teaches veterans how to go from the military to starting your own business, and then going into government contracting. So everybody keeps asking me. I know Miss Penelope, she keeps asking me, when you gonna release that book, Yvette? When you gonna release that book? I'm gonna release this book when I get my first federal contract, so I can really take y'all from discharge to to federal contracting. That's when this book will be released. But the first book, just now getting into veterans housing, get your foundation book so you can understand what veteran housing is and know how you get paid for veterans housing and not from the veteran him or herself. You're just spinning your wheels that way when you can be a contractor or subcontractor to an agency or referral partner to an agency that has the funding. I mean, what's $5 billion? It's in the community for a reason. They didn't just put this money in the community. They put it in the community so it can be utilized to house homeless veterans, utilized to help veterans. What's on that list? Transportation, healthcare services. So if you have a program where you offer mental health, um, um, guided, I don't know, feel good. I'm not in the mental health, so I don't know what to say about that. But if you have a program for that and it can help a veteran through their mental health, then that's a program that can be funded. And who received this funding? All of these organizations that received the $5 billion. So, how do you attach yourself to organizations like that? Well, I teach you how to do that through my ecosystem. And the first thing you need to do is read this book. This is the first book. Then join the master class because this is step one, transitional. Then they got to go somewhere in your real estate. I'm teaching you how to do real estate, not just housing a veteran in a bed. I'm teaching you how to take them through your entire ecosystem. So if that's something that you want, I'm patiently waiting for. I know I was talking about you, Penelope. Penelope Page says, I'm patiently waiting for Boots to Business. I still have 3 books to read to and understand. Yes, yes. So, Miss Penelope Page, let me tell y'all something about our benefits. It doesn't matter what it is you need. We've got a benefit out there for that. I'm not too smart. It doesn't matter. No, so your real estate that I'm talking about, if you can open a veteran shared living model home, then you can have another home as a rental. Hey, Serenity. Hey, dear. You can have another home as a rental. And I talk about that in this book too, HUD Vash and also SSVF funding. So you have these veterans in your beds, you got two in a room. And then one day this veteran says, hey, I got my HUD Vash voucher. Oh, well, that's good because I have a rental unit down the street. The one that I've been rehabbing on is ready now. So you got a 2-bedroom HUD Vash voucher because now you done got married on it since you've been in our shared living model. So now they gave you a 2-bedroom because she came with the baby or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But this has happened before. So now you done house them in your rental unit. This veteran who moved from your veteran shared living model to your HUD Vash rental unit now has gone and done everything he was supposed to do. And he got his 100% service connected disability and he got a job. And the woman who he married, she ain't no slouch either. She got herself a job too. So now they got 3, maybe 4 incomes because once you get 100%, you can also probably get Social Security if you qualify for that. Don't go in and talking about, well, Yvette said. You got to qualify and get all this stuff. So now you got at least 4 incomes coming into that house. I'm not going to be on HUD Vash forever. I make too much money. So I'm going to go ahead and let HUD Vash go. And now you have been rehabbing another house because you're making all this money in this house. That you done went out and bought another house and you're starting to rehab that house. And now you're going to do a fix and flip to a veteran's buy and hold. So in your real estate portfolio, you've taken a veteran from homelessness through your transitional housing, your veteran shared living model, to home ownership. And now, while this veteran is going through all of those changes in life, they're also working on their business. once I get this published. Because they can also work through this book on their business. And we also have other free benefits in our community for veterans who are interested in getting into business. Boots to Business. I think that's what it's called. Penelope Pages, that was called. I just sent her there. Your SBA, you've got your Apex Accelerator, you've got your Score, and all of these are free services. All of these are free services under our benefits. So it would behoove you to start a real estate portfolio so you can move veterans straight through your real estate portfolio. And now check this out. When you do a fix and flip, you might have bought that property, oh, let's say for 100 grand, and you put 50,000 in it. So now you in for 150 deep. But that property is in a really nice community. And this veteran's like, you know what? I want that property. I like this community, and that house is 350,000. Oh, I got my COE, I got my VA loan, and I'm approved for 375,000. Okay, well, it's 350,000. Well, veterans don't have to pay a down payment. But I always talk to my investors who are doing a fix and flip, and talk to the selling agents. I'm like, look, we need seller credit. We need your seller to credit my buyer, veteran buyer, so that my buyer doesn't have to pay his or her closing costs. Also, just bump that price up a bit since he's already approved for 375. Bump it up a bit so that he can get that money back to pay for all the closing costs. Now you done sold a house, no money out of your pocket, because the money that you use to buy the house is a loan by a bank, maybe a hard money lender, and you sell the house for 300 grand, you done made yourself a swift 150,000. Do the math roughly. So you done took a veteran from your shared living model to a HUD Vash rental in your other property, to a fix and flip that you did to the veterans buy and hold. These are plans that I write for serious investors to work through this model. This is my ecosystem for Vet Mentors. Y'all want me to read it to you again? Vet Mentors LLC is a certified minority women. I'm a woman veteran. I'm a woman veteran and disabled owned business enterprise providing specialized consultation and implementation services in veteran housing systems, real estate coordination, and community housing stabilization strategies. So when I say it's more than just sticking a veteran in a bed just so you can get paid, it really is. I mean, when you think about it this way, I don't see any reason why anybody should hate the government once you know how to use your benefits in a systematic manner to move you from homeless to homeowner. And as an investor, to move that veteran from homeless to homeowner in your real estate portfolio. With that being said, I want y'all to go ahead. I'm about to jump off because I got family here. And go ahead and register for my upcoming masterclass, which is tomorrow. What's tomorrow? No, which is Thursday. Thursday, I have a special treat. I'm doing 2 lives. The first live I'm doing at 10 a.m. is for veterans in the Chicagoland area and investors. But I'm getting back into real estate to helping veterans buy and sell, not too much rental unless they are an investor. And then I go in and set up their rental as veterans housing. So I'll be back as a realtor and a consultant and instructor. So if you need consulting services, let me know. I'll send you the link for that. But first, you got to show me that you bought the book. Read the book. So when we have our consulting services, it's a strategy, not just you talking to me and you asking me questions on what you need to do. Once you write your plan down, you request that consultation strategy call, and then we do exactly what I say I'm going to do. is your real estate coordination and community housing stabilization strategies within the homeless veterans market. I'm buying the book tonight. I want you to read that book and then take the master class either this week or next week. And then we go from there. I have a private group now. Y'all don't see my group. I got a private group. We're in 40 different states. 40 different states. And this one is old, from September 2025. But 40 different states of providers who are actively learning and have actively participated in going to the resources where I show them and where I teach them how to find and what I mean by resources, that's the money. Those are the organizations that will pay you to house these veterans. Because $5.8 billion is a lot of money. So with that said, I want to thank y'all for being here. And like I said, if you have not gone to get the books, register for the master class. If you read the books and you want a consultation service, then strategy call, then let me know and I'll send you that link. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.